When it comes to narcissistic people, they can come across as some of the most self-assured people you could ever meet. They come across as confident with their charismatic charm and their grandiose ways. They're preoccupied with themselves. They have that sense of entitlement. They believe they're always right, which is their arrogance, which often does come across as their confidence. So we can perceive a narcissist as to not having any worries, not having any vulnerabilities or insecurities, when in actual fact it's quite the opposite. They can have very similar insecurities to us. However, we have the empathy to relate to how somebody else would feel if something was to happen to us, so we wouldn't do it to another person. With a narcissist, they feel entitled to do as they please, and they lack the empathy to relate for how their behaviour might affect those around them, so they simply don't care and continue to do as they believe they're entitled to. They do have their vulnerabilities, and their vulnerabilities are usually those deeply hidden insecurities that causes them to behave in the manner that they do to protect their insecurities, to protect their vulnerabilities. They can come across quite self-assured and almost unbreakable. Yet with a narcissist, they are very breakable. They're very fragile people. When it comes to criticism isn't necessarily a nice thing to receive, especially negative criticism, put downs, humiliation, mocking. This isn't pleasant, this isn't nice, this isn't what most people enjoy, and those with empathy, they wouldn't purposefully do that to another person. A narcissist would, because they want to make somebody else feel inadequate and inferior, so that they can feel adequate within themselves and so that they can feel superior. However, we also have constructive feedback, constructive criticism, where we try to help people, where we might ourselves go for advice and say, oh, I've done this and I'm not too sure, can you help me out? Yes, I think that's good, but if you just adjust this, then we learn from our mistakes, we learn from our failures. Narcissistic people don't, they just blame everybody else. However, with a narcissist, whether it is constructive feedback or not, or whether it's not meant to be any form of criticism, you can simply just compliment somebody in front of them, and not in a manner to bring them down, which is where there's a fine line, because a narcissist will make you feel inadequate about something within yourself, and this is their gaslighting. They will purposefully chip away at something within you and then compliment somebody else about that insecurity they've created within you to make you doubt yourself. Now, someone can have just got engaged, got a new job, got a new car, everyday things, and you can just say, congratulations on the job, congratulations on the engagement, I love your new car. Narcissistic people are envious. They're going to take offense to this. They're going to take it as a personal attack on them. Criticism is a real big blow to their ego. So one of a narcissist's biggest vulnerabilities is anything that criticizes their self-serving illusion that they're superior, that they're better than everybody else. They're very envious of other people. So if you compliment another person on something they've achieved, a narcissist takes great offense to this and seeks to attack you. Rejection. It's not nice being rejected. Not many people enjoy being rejected. Narcissistic people are going to make their worst nightmare your worst nightmare. They are going to isolate you from as many people as possible so that they can remain in control of you. And once they've got you to that point, they're going to abandon you, so you feel like you've only got them, so you feel like you're dependent on them. When it comes to a narcissist, they require that excessive admiration and validation. Yes, it's nice to be validated about our thoughts and feelings, which is often why we can be vulnerable and go to speak to somebody about our thoughts and feelings to see whether we are right or not, to debate something, come to a mutual agreement. Narcissistic people are only interested in your thoughts and feelings to use them against you, to hurt you, to punish you. Narcissistic people, one of their biggest vulnerabilities is that rejection. Again, it's a blow to their ego, that self-serving illusion they've sold you, that image they put together to keep hold of you hasn't worked. So they take offense to this. They don't like losing their supply. Some narcissistic people, when they're rejected, can become enraged. Some can become obsessed, and others can become depressed. Envy is another big vulnerability of a narcissist. They believe that they are superior. So they can be envious of their perception of other people's success, other people's happiness, other people's hobbies, other people's interests, other people's looks. They're envious of other people. And their envy is an intense feeling where they seek to destroy others. Yeah, we can all be jealous. It's a normal emotion. We can all be jealous. We can all look at what something's got and think, oh, I wish I could have that. I wish I could do that. I would love to do that. However, those who care about others can still be pleased for the other person. Now, when you're dealing with a narcissist who promised the world and then took it all from you and delivered it to somebody else, that is when that jealousy might turn into destructive thoughts where you want to take it from them because you want to see justice served. With a narcissistic person, you don't have to do anything to them for them to be envious of you, which is why they try to sabotage people's success. One of their biggest vulnerabilities is their envy of other people, which is often why they will provoke feelings of jealousy purposefully within those around them so that they can believe that they're not the one with the problem, it's other people who are envious of them. And then when the narcissist loses supply and loses things, the narcissist blames the other people, claiming, well, it's them that's envious. They're the ones that are attacking me. I didn't do anything wrong, because they don't take responsibility for their behaviour. They pass responsibility over to other people. Another vulnerability of a narcissist is intimacy, because they fear being vulnerable. They fear being open and honest with people. This, to a narcissist, in one sense, makes them feel weak, because they're putting their insecurities on the line for someone to potentially attack, like they attack other people. So one of their vulnerabilities is intimacy, because they can't be honest, they can't be open, they can't be loyal. They have to make stuff up to deceive people to get their needs met by people. And being inadequate, narcissistic people are very grandiose. They sell people that illusion of who they can be based on who people would like them to be. They fear being seen as inferior or inadequate, which is their arrogance, which is often why instead of answering a question, they'll just simply tear everybody else down or give the wrong information rather than be perceived as to not knowing something. We're human. We can't know everything. We usually specialise in certain areas, and even when we specialise in certain areas, we still get things wrong. New evidence still comes to light. Confident people support people, help lift each other up, raise people. Confident people will give that constructive feedback so that you don't make a fool of yourself. Narcissistic people give you that negative feedback and then claim that it was for your own good when it was for them to watch you fail. Narcissists feel inadequate, which is why they go all out to make you feel inferior so that they can remain superior. Narcissists have a deep need to be proved right, and they will be proved right at all costs to you. When you trigger one of these vulnerabilities in a narcissist is when they're going to attack you because they want to regain control. It's very hard not to. It's very hard not to trigger a narcissist with one of these because they're not open enough for you to understand them well enough. And they'll claim that you misunderstand them. You can't get it right with them. The best way to avoid triggering one of these vulnerabilities within a narcissist is by, unfortunately, abandoning them, by going no contact. It's a bit like that plaster that you've just got to rip it off, because some will double down on their behaviour, and the more you create that boundary of distance and no contact, the sooner they will leave you alone. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers, and your continued support with the channel is greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have a couple of books out now on Amazon. A Narcissists Handbook, which is an ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, and 15 rules to deal with narcissistic people if you cannot go no contact. I shall add the links to those in the description also if you'd like to go and check those out. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.